What's going on, everybody? This is dkdynamite, and today we're going to be talking about our first look at Nuketown over in Black Ops 6, some new map discoveries, plus even more for multiplayer. Definitely stay tuned. But before we jump into that, be sure to hit that subscribe button down below, drop a like, and as a reminder, there's plenty of brand new article coverage going up on detonated.com for those that want to stay up to date with all things Call of Duty. It's been a very busy last couple of days. I had so much to prepare for you guys over on the Twitter, over on the website, and on top of that, had plenty of videos going up here on the channel as well. Sincerely appreciate all the love on the recent content, but if you've been keeping up to date here on the channel, you know that I was able to play Black Ops 6 early. A couple of days ago, I was flown out to LA to head over to Treyarch HQ, and I got my hands on the new Call of Duty. Now, while I can't share my impressions on Black Ops 6 just yet, what I will say is that the direct event that we just got yesterday did perfectly emphasize just how crazy innovative this game is about to be. This game truly will redefine Call of Duty, especially when it comes to movement, for the foreseeable future, which I couldn't be more excited about. But this video is going to be focused a lot more on maps. Obviously, I'll have separate individual videos going up over the next few days about a wide range of topics. There's so much I still want to break down, but let's start off with map voting. So within parts of the direct, you're able to see a glimpse of some of the monitors used at Treyarch Studios, and you could see that one of the developers was working on the menu and UI for Black Ops 6 multiplayer. So I do have a separate video planned talking more about a UI overhaul, COD HQ. I'll be making that relatively soon, but when it comes to one of these specific frames that we got to see, it does look like map voting is coming back. Obviously, these images are pretty blurry. These aren't HD screenshots by any means of some of these new Black Ops 6 menus, but I'm actually really happy about this because Modern Warfare 3 also brought back the idea of map voting and even the ability to stay in a lobby after your match concludes. I know, a revolutionary feature, right? Something we had in a bunch of older CODs that has actually been absent from several previous entries of the series. So I think with all those classic features coming back, it's about to make a very, very engaging Call of Duty out of Black Ops 6. But over at the Q&A in the Treyarch studio, and then again on the direct, they confirmed we are indeed getting 16 multiplayer maps at launch. That's honestly, I think, a good staple for COD MP. A few previous entries of COD also launched with this many maps, or around the same, roughly. So we have 12 original 6v6 maps. Yes, completely original 6v6 maps coming day one on top of 4 strike maps. The 4 strike maps are being built for 2v2/3v3 gameplay, so you can bet Gunfight or a mode like that is bound to return to support those maps, but Face Off is also going to be added to these strike maps. So realistically, you're still getting around 16 6v6 maps day one, since you should be able to play 6v6 on those strike maps, hopefully at launch. I'm guessing that's how they're going to do it, but these will also be classic 3-lane experiences. That's not to say that we can't get some crazy, wacky, unique map layouts in the future for post-launch, but at least during the release window of Black Ops 6, we're going to be seeing traditional 3-lane maps, as you guys would probably expect, of course, from a Treyarch title. But what I did notice over on Twitter is that some screenshots did start floating around of what appears to be Vorkuta that's going to be featured in the Black Ops 6 campaign. Now, I'm going to assume that one of these multiplayer maps will likely also take place in Vorkuta. There'll probably be some areas from that campaign mission adopted into a multiplayer experience. There's one map in particular that I want to say looks exactly like an area of Vorkuta that I remember from Black Ops 1. I mean, these look like the Vorkuta tunnels. It looks like a pretty crazy looking map that I'm sure is very fast paced considering how tight and close quarters it looks. So yeah, it looks like Vorkuta is going to be a multiplayer map of some sort, unless I'm tripping with the footage that we can see here. At the very least, it will be featured in the Black Ops 6 campaign. And what do you know, as expected with every Call of Duty title, whenever there's some badass areas of a campaign, you can bet they'll make their way into other game modes in that title at some point, either during the launch window or even during post-launch. So with that, if you guys are wondering, wait, how many maps are going to be dropping during the post-season of Black Ops 6? Well, let me remind you guys that Cold War really set a standard at the time for how many maps should get added during a post-launch cycle. There were several solid maps added throughout each season, and although the game did launch on a bit of an odd note because there was a limited amount of multiplayer maps, the seasons quickly fixed that problem. So you can bet with even more years under Treyarch's belt for Black Ops 6, they're going to be adding in a ton of maps into Black Ops 6 multiplayer. But looking at a recent entry like Modern Warfare 3, Sledgehammer has absolutely set a standard for how post-launch should work for Call of Duty. I'm not even just talking about weapons, weekly challenges, events, cool crossovers. I'm talking about 6v6 multiplayer maps or just MP maps in general. They've done a great job, and I think it's actually scary to see what standard Season 3 in particular ended up setting, where we ended up seeing, what, 5, 6 new 6v6 maps. I don't expect to get that many maps every season, but considering Raven is working on the Black Ops 6 6 campaign, that gives Treyarch more time to put into multiplayer and zombies. So you can bet that it could be possible to see that many maps in a couple of seasons here and there. But either way, you know Treyarch's gonna really raise the bar and provide as much content as they possibly can with each new update. So during the Treyarch presentation over at the studio a few days ago, they actually gave us a bit of a list of all multiplayer maps that we're gonna be seeing in BO6. While I'm not gonna go over every single map name right now, one of the maps shown to us was redacted, but we were able to make out something out of the redacted image. It appeared to be what looked like a sandstorm that went over Nuketown, and you were able to depict what looked like a green and yellow house. And right away, we're all like, oh, that's Nuketown. And while they didn't exactly specify that it was heavily implied that there would be a bonus map of some sort added at some point. I don't think this map's going to be dropping in Season 1. I mean, it could, right? Keep that in mind. But I'm thinking about the way that Nuketown was handled in Black Ops Cold War. Nuketown 84 released during the pre-season window. That was about, I think, 2 weeks after the launch of that game, and about, I want to say, 2 weeks before the start of Season 1. I think it's a brilliant idea to add in these fan favorite Back in Black type maps during like pre-season windows, or just random drops in between major seasons, not having to market those maps on a roadmap or anything. We'll circle back to the Back in Black maps later on, but what's also interesting to support this theory that Nuketown is already ready to go for Black Ops 6 is that in one of the frames of the direct event, you could see on one of the developers' monitor that they're about to load into a match of Nuketown. So that is 100% confirmation that no matter when the map releases, Nuketown is going to be releasing inside of Black Ops 6. It's very hard to make out what the map actually looks like, but if that image is actually Nuketown, the one that I saw at the Treyarch studio, then it looks like the new version of Nuketown is going to be a bit of an interesting take where like a sand dune or something is within the actual Nuketown itself. And we all know Nuketown's in Nevada, so yeah, there's a desert in the background, there's sand everywhere. It would make sense to get this type of twist on the map, which I'm looking forward to. And as I have footage of in the background, the evolution of Nuketown over the years has been absolutely beautiful to see. There have been some really cool reimaginings of the map, and I always wonder, right, how many possible iterations of Nuketown will we end up seeing, right? How crazy could they get with new map ideas? And it looks like we're going to be seeing some type of crazy twist, like imagine Satellite from Cold War, but within Nuketown, that kind of environment. That's going to be the twist of Black Ops 6's Nuketown experience, at least from what we can make out from recent teasers. But what I'm also really excited about is the potential for a new Easter egg in this version of Nuketown. So this could be an Easter egg that you can trigger in public matches, or something you can just do for fun with your friends in a private match, right? We've seen some crazy odd Easter eggs over the years with various versions of Nuketown. I mean, shooting off all the mannequin heads or their arms, triggering a music Easter egg, or a crazy map filter, or something like the mannequins turning into zombies and chasing you. I mean, we've seen some really cool different quests added to different iterations of the map, so no doubt in my mind that with the extra years of development that Treyarch have had, they're going to really bring the heat with some type of unique quest or things that we could just figure out around this new version of Nuketown at some point whenever the map does officially drop. Now the thing is, there's going to be folks out there that are like, wait, you know, we've seen so many versions of Nuketown, what about reimagining of some other Back in Black maps? We have maps like Firing Range, Jungle, what about Summit? I mean, there's plenty of maps that have been seen in just about every Black Ops game, which you can bet are probably going to come back, apart from Nuketown, within Black Ops 6. You can bet they'll find a way to incorporate these maps. I would just say, if anything, it's best to not have to heavily market them on roadmaps as new experiences, unless they're reimaginings with different aesthetics and different scenery. Then I would say just drop these for fun randomly every now and again in between new seasons, just as a random weekly drop. I think that'll be a cool surprise to kind of keep things fresh, and the community of multiplayer would absolutely love that. Now, if they wanted to take a break from the Back in Black maps that we've seen in just about almost every Black Ops title now, there are so many great maps that Treyarch have added in over the years that haven't seen a single remake ever. So I would love to see a variety of DLC maps from BO1, maybe even BO2, and you could just, you know, put a 90s twist on them. You could see a ton of maps, even, hey, a game like Black Ops 4, I know that's really futuristic, but give us maps that are from any Black Ops game that never got remade before and put a modern spin on them, because I can guarantee there's plenty of maps out there that a lot of folks are not familiar with, especially ones from like the Jetpack era that people refused to play if they weren't a fan of that kind of movement. There's so many great maps they can put together, and on top of the amazing foundation that Black Ops 6 is already built on, they can pull a lot of areas from campaign in the 90s alone. But yeah, I'm thinking of all types of great maps over the years that Treyarch have put out that deserve even more love, especially on the current unified engine. The last thing I'll end with is that, yeah, there's going to be folks that are like, oh, we've seen Nuketown so many times, it's like another new shipment, and it's going to be the same map over and over again for camo grinding. Here's what I will say, right? While I do expect to see shipment in every every Infinity Ward or Sledgehammer title, and probably Nuketown and every Treyarch title, Sledgehammer just proved to us over the last couple of months with MW3 that they are absolutely amazing when it comes to putting out brand new small maps that could act as a new shipment for the sake of your camel grinding or whatever fast-paced gameplay you're looking for. Who's to say that Treyarch can't do the same thing, right? They haven't made too many small maps over the years, but wouldn't doubt that Treyarch can put out a bunch of other small maps over the course of the Black Ops 6 cycle that could really fit in place of Nuketown. If you think that you need a small map like that to get your challenges done, you can bet there's going to be a ton of great experiences added to Black Ops 6 multiplayer. But that is about it. This has been dkdynamite. Leave our thoughts down below in the comment section. What are your thoughts on what is our official first look at the new iteration of Nuketown coming to Black Ops 6? They'll probably end up revealing more information about this closer to like COD Next or some point after the beta. Leave our thoughts down below. Really hope you've enjoyed, and peace out, everybody.